Welcome to Life with Java. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. For the last day of our journey, we're going to start at the Boulevard Diner. It was manufactured in 1936 by the Worcester, or I think they pronounce it Worcester, Lunch Car Company as Car 730. This lunch diner is on the National Register of Historic Places. We met our friends here for the last and final goodbye. We had a great time with them and we're really sad to part ways. Next, we're moving on to Lexington, Massachusetts, to the Battle Green. Here, there are a lot of statues and monuments. This is the site where the opening shots of the Revolutionary War were fired on April 19th of 1775. This is now a National Historic Landmark. As you guys know, my husband and my son are both very much into history. It was a great experience to be able to come here and to walk around. We learned lots of information. We went to the visitor center, talked to a lot of people. There was just lots of things to look at and to take in. Next, we're on our way to Concord. This is a pretty cool cemetery that we passed on the way. Now we are at the Robbins house. There was lots of things to look at and to read and to explore in the Robbins house. It told about a family and all their generations who lived here. Jackson and I enjoyed looking at this little candle and imagining how it would have been to have to walk around in the dark with nothing but a candle lit. That was pretty fun. This is a really cool little bush that was outside flowering. Next, we are moving on to the visitor center over by the North Bridge. This was a beautiful visitor center. The inside of this mansion is gorgeous. You can see here the chandelier, kind of the decor that was in there, the staircases. The chandelier was beautiful, and it drove me crazy that one of the bulbs was out. Yes, I know, that's my OCD talking. Outside, there was a courtyard and a garden with beautiful flowers. We saw several chipmunks and a couple of rabbits. Look at those beautiful flowers. And a little bee getting some nectar. I stayed here and looked at the flowers and the chipmunks, while Jackson and Jackie walked all the way down to the North Bridge. There is a statue out there, a Minutemen statue that tells about the Minutemen. The North Bridge is where the opening shots of the War were fired on April 19th of 1775. This is also now a National Historic Landmark. This is the famous site known for where the shot heard around the world was first fired. There's the Minutemen statue. Jackson and I have studied about the Minutemen. They were the elite of the elite. They had to be ready within a matter of minutes to go to battle. There I am, back watching the chipmunks and enjoying the garden. This was our fourth day of being gone, and I was just exhausted. Look at that little cutie. My knees were hurting from going up and down so many stairs on our trip, and I'm telling you guys, we walked probably 10 miles a day. And finally, we went for one last hoorah at the Barking Crab. Jackson really wanted to taste a lobster, so Jackie ordered lobster and Jackson tasted a bite. He didn't like it, but I'm really proud of him for trying it. I had the fish tacos again. They were wonderful the first time I had them, and I just really wanted to eat them one more time. Look at all these buoys that were outside of the Barking Crab. It was a really fun restaurant. This night it was very loud and very crowded, but we still had great food and a great time. And one last final walk down the pier. I am really going to miss this place. I had such a great time in Boston. We all did. Now for the trip home. This was our fifth day of being gone. We had been social every single day. We had walked miles a day and done activity on top of activity on top of activity. Jackson was absolutely done. His body was in shutdown mode. He had the worst day, and what should have been a 5 hour trip home took us over 12 hours. Every single flight was delayed. I thought I'd show you a little bit of the flight. I know some of our viewers may not have ever flown. This was us leaving Dallas Fort Worth. We were right at sunset. Do you see how beautiful the sky is as we're taking off from the runway? You just wait till we get up in the clouds. The view was spectacular. You could see the sunset above the clouds. I had never witnessed anything, and I've flown several times in my life. From here, let's just kind of enjoy the view. I have these set on 3 times speed just to get through it a little bit faster, but I thought you guys would love to see this sunset. Isn't that beautiful? We are literally on top of the clouds. They look like puffy cotton or cotton candy. They just look like you should be able to reach out and touch them. Look at this. We're literally flying right through the middle of the clouds. See that sunset? Who knew you could see the sunset even above the clouds? We're literally, physically flying off into the sunset. You can see it's getting fairly dark now. We are finally about to land in Amarillo. We were supposed to be home at 6 o'clock, and I think we finally got home after 9. Every flight we had was delayed, like I said. But here we are, finally home. That's my city. That's Amarillo. Thank you for joining us on our vacation. We had a wonderful time. Great time as a family, great time with our friends, and really great experiences. See you next time, and we'll be back to our regular content.